Welcome to this month's Onshore Connect. I'm your host, Heather Rosenbaum. In this edition, Hart Energy explores the global repercussions of the enormous natural gas resource in the Marcellus and Utica shales. Even with rig counts down 70% and well completions dropping rapidly, blockbuster wells in the Marcellus and Utica continue to sustain domestic natural gas production. Getting that gas and its byproducts to market both domestically and internationally is now the overwhelming focus for E&P companies and the midstream sector. This month's Onshore Connect presents observations on where that gas will go from a respected industry analyst, a prominent E&P Marcellus operator, and a midstream official. Let's listen in.
If you look at the natural gas industry in the United States and Canada, we've been a regional industry. I mean, the water, for a long time, it's been a barrier. We've not had, in many cases, we've not had enough production to export. We even built at one point import terminals that now we're turning around to become export terminals. So we're entering effectively a new era for the natural gas business in the United States. We're a little bit more international. We're connected to the international markets, and we're able to participate in the international markets. And I would say the industry is now going to go through a little bit of learning about participating in the international market. The nice thing is that those markets aren't new themselves. They've been around for a long time, and we are able to enter them through existent relationships in many cases. Some of the international players are players in the United States, and we are able to work with them and participate with them here in the U.S. And get our molecules on the water and get them to great markets.
So basically, when we look at Marcellus and Utica, the drillers in this region are drilling for gas as well as natural gas liquids. Gas prices have been under pressure for quite some time, and however, the prospectivity of this region has continued to improve, and as a result, the region has one of the best economics in overall in the country, and probably the size of the plays also make it very prospective, even as one of the best plays anywhere across the globe. So when we think about Marcellus and Utica in that context, we continue to see the need for midstream infrastructure in order to utilize this resource to its full potential. The way we kind of think about this whole area, we still see a need to build out large capacity gas pipelines to get this gas out of the region. You have local markets. They're strong. They've always been strong. Remember, the Appalachian Basin is actually also a demand center. It was a production center. Production went away. It stayed as a demand center, and now production is back. So we still have a local demand that we meet. We have regional demand beyond the local demand that we also meet. And we have perhaps further out demand that we meet through our transport or through selling to customers into their own transport. Essentially, where this gas is headed out to is in the export markets. U.S. is going to become a big player in the LNG markets, starting out with the startup of the first liquefaction facility on the Gulf Coast, wherein Cheniere is bringing on their first train online within the first quarter of 2016. I think from there onwards, there will be a lot of pull for Marcellus and Utica's natural gas towards the LNG export markets. And again, we continue to see need for infrastructure both closer to the wellhead to support production of this gas, and then long-haul pipelines to move this gas to those export markets.
Getting into specific company names, we are talking to power developers that are looking at putting plants in Ohio, specifically developers who are looking at PJM West. So the capacity markets for power in PJM West are pretty decent. And when I say pretty decent, what I mean is they're enough to support new build and to take some more market share away from coal. I think the way that the generators are looking at, especially in the environment that we have, it's almost like the old-fashioned mine mouth plant, right? What if I put my plant in the middle of the gas patch? How would that work? What are the benefits for me as a generator, and what are the benefits for the producer and the infrastructure providers? So we are seeing a lot of those opportunities to, if you want to think about it, directly connect production to generation. And Ohio would be a great place to do it.
This concludes this edition of Onshore Connect. We want to thank you, the viewer, and our sponsors for making this program possible. Until next time, let's stay connected.